Welcome back, everybody, to Two Smarks. I'm Alex, the armchair booker. Here's my partner in smarking, Michael, the world's greatest referee. And we're here today to talk to you about the Royal Rumble, the aftermath, our review, and where we see things going forward from now on. But before we get into that, holding to my promise to all you smarks out there, today's shirt is brought to you by www.shop.com, All American Wrestling. What is it exactly? It is the continental United States, East Coast to West Coast, with the words All American Wrestling. I think it's an homage to territory wrestling back in the day when the entire country was divided into different territories, Southern Florida, Northeast, AWA, etc. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And if you don't know, you should get the shirt to help you know.
Well, listen, Alex, you made some predictions before the Royal Rumble.
I did.
What did you get right?
What I got correct was the final two, which was Gunther and Roman. However, I predicted Gunther would win. Roman Reigns won. The other one I got correct was Obafemi. He had the most eliminations, I believe, with 5 total. And then I think the last one I got correct was surprise entrant Will Hobbs, a.k.a. Keys Royce.
The predictions that I got right was that Logan Paul and Gunther were going to be in the Final Four. I also got my dark horse pick correct, which was Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. On the ladies' side, I got that Brie Bella was going to be the surprise entrant.
Good call on that one.
Yes, and boy, were they loud for Brie Bella. But speaking of Brie Bella, Alex, do me a favor. What were your key takeaways from the Women's Royal Rumble?
Oh, man. So, just starting from the very beginning of the match, the first thing I noticed, the arena was empty. Where the heck was everybody? Where is everybody? So that was my first takeaway. Did you notice that?
I did. They said 25,000, which for WWE standards is kind of low for a stadium show.
Yeah.
Because they're such a massive, successful company.
Yeah.
Regarding the Women's Royal Rumble, the key takeaway that I had from it was that a lot of the up-and-coming stars like Lash Legend, Kiana James, Jordan Grace, Sol Ruka, boy, were they able to shine in this Royal Rumble.
Totally.
First off, I didn't even know Kiana James could do all that. I'm so used to her holding her purse and coming out with Julia, and I thought she really couldn't wrestle. This is no shade to Kiana James.
She's very underrated.
NXT the way other people watch NXT. And when Kiana James came out, I remember I shrugged and went, next. Oh, no. She came with the fire. Lash Legend came out and literally became the final boss of the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace looked strong, even though I would have liked her to have been there a little longer. She got eliminated kind of quickly. And of course, Sol Ruka, who never misses, is always makes it look so easy, but also makes it look so much fun.
Sol Ruka, she's the Shang Tsung of women's wrestling. She snatches your soul.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. The up-and-coming ladies were fantastic. They picked the correct winner, Liv Morgan. I'm so happy for Liv Morgan. I think the biggest pop probably went to Brie Bella. I mean, those people went crazy.
Yeah.
Yes chants all over. And this was also the best I've ever seen the Bellas. And I really hope that Brie stays in the WWE and doesn't run with her sister because Nikki kind of needs the help right now.
Yeah, I think that, Nikki's plans for becoming, IC champ or women's champ got thwarted by injuries and storyline faux pas here and there through no fault of her own, because I think she's been on top of it since she's been back. But when they were here as a twin, when the twins were in the WWE together, they were, I don't think there were any women's tag team titles. Now there are. How cool would it be to have Jimmy and Jey Uso, twin male tag team champions, and the Bella Twins, twin female tag team? I think it'd be a little heavy-handed, but still very, very, very cool. You have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair coming out. I love the teasing that they did to each other. It may have been kind of corny and cheesy.
Also, we saw the debut of a Natty in the WWE. And Natty got a really big elimination, eliminating Becky Lynch.
This version of Natalya Neidhart or Natty Neidhart, I think this is her truest form. She's been wrestling in this version and this character in AAA since the merger of WWE and AAA. So I'm looking forward to that version of her very much.
It's pretty savage. Now, up next, we got a singles match. It was AJ Styles, his retirement match against Gunther. Yes, Gunther won. I expected this. I think most people expected this. And I don't know if AJ wanted to retire in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
I didn't think of that.
Or maybe he would have preferred to retire in the States, but Triple H said at the end during the post show that this was AJ's call and that he was done with wrestling. And I just want to say, AJ, you've had an incredible career. You are often compared to Shawn Michaels, which I think in this industry is the highest compliment. You know, I can't wait to see him go into the Hall of Fame, and I'm really sad that we're not going to see AJ anymore.
I'm waiting for the swerve. I don't believe it's his last match, and here's why. I'm waiting for them to say he's going to finish his year in TNA. Because they didn't say he's retired from professional wrestling. They said his in-ring career is over with in WWE.
Okay.
I think he's going to get that final run in TNA, and he's going to retire in TNA. My thoughts.
I hope so. That'll be great. The next match that we had after that, though, was another singles match, and it was Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Here's the issue I had with this. You do the Women's Royal Rumble, and then you do a singles match following the first Royal Rumble. You do a singles match where someone retires. And then the next match is a singles match again. I felt like WWE needed to switch it up and give us a tag team match or a triple threat or a steel cage, some other kind of match. Or maybe just have a singles match between women. Where are the ladies? Hello? You could have done Women's Royal Rumble match, men's singles match, women's singles match, and then a men's Royal Rumble match. Or you could have done Women's Royal Rumble match, singles match, tag team match, finish it off with the Royal Rumble. Anything but 2 singles matches.
I agree. I love Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. I thought the match was really good, but I also was left unintrigued by the result of it. You know, I kind of just was happy it was a good match, but the air was let out, I thought, after a very good Women's Royal Rumble match and a very good retirement match.
The Men's Royal Rumble happens.
Yeah.
What were your takeaways with the Men's Royal Rumble?
Shocked by Ron Breaker's quick elimination. Another takeaway, Obafemi. Star of the Rumble, in my opinion. Obafemi versus everybody was what that was. The inexperience of that type of match is what got him eliminated. You know, don't forget, I think it was Brock Lesnar who eliminated him, and that's because he just took his eyes off of him for a second. And Lesnar got one over on him. But I'll say 1 through 15, very entertaining Rumble. 15 to 30, it could have been so much more. I was a little disappointed. I think the women outshined them. The Women's Rumble outshined the Men's Royal Rumble this year, in my opinion. But overall, you know, good match. Roman does it again. Surprise, surprise. Main event of WrestleMania again. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, so regarding the Men's Royal Rumble, one, I really like that Chad Gable return. I mean, El Grande Americano.
The original.
Made his return and fought El Grande Americano, the second one. That was some of the best Lucha Libre.
Yes, agree.
Another thing I really enjoyed about this match was simply Obafemi, just like you said. I thought Jey Uso having the world's longest entrance at any Royal Rumble was so great. It was so good that Brock Lesnar got eliminated during Jey Uso's 10-minute intro, and no one even noticed it. And then Roman telling him to run it back and then slapping him was a funny moment. Roman Reigns won. This is the second time he won.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns was the smart choice to go into WrestleMania Vegas for obvious reasons. You have a storyline with Drew, and you also have a storyline with Punk. He's definitely going to go with the storyline with Punk. That's what I think.
What's the
I think
storyline with
it's a
Drew?
more interesting story to have CM Punk tried to overcome Roman Reigns. Although if we were to ask CM Punk, he would say it's Roman Reigns trying to overcome CM Punk.
True.
No Paul Heyman involved in this storyline. This is going to be a really interesting pairing because I don't remember the last time we saw Roman Reigns versus CM Punk in a single match. I was entertained with the men's Royal Rumble. There was never a moment where I was bored with it. I do think that the women's Royal Rumble was more entertaining than the men's Royal Rumble, and that was mostly due to the fact that with the women's Royal Rumble, I saw so many superstars who I had never seen wrestle before just shine.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping I would get that with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. We just didn't necessarily get that with them. And I don't even think Carmelo Hayes was even in the middle.
No, he was not.
So with that said, the Women's Royal Rumble, I thought was the best match of the night. AJ Styles, Gunther put on a hell of a show. I was bored throughout the entirety of Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, no fault of their own. And the Men's Royal Rumble, I thought was really well done. I would have preferred if they reversed the order and ended with the Women's Royal Rumble for this show.
Yeah, you know, you were talking about expecting more from Trick Williams. I think anybody from numbers 1 through 10 was pretty much that portion of the Royal Rumble was to the benefit and to the push of Obafemi, right? I feel like they used those first 10 guys to use their eliminations to benefit and push Obafemi. And I think they did a good job of that. I wish it wasn't to the detriment of someone like a Trick Williams or a Rusev, because those guys are still sort of untouched in terms of being buried or in terms of getting a bad win-loss record. You know, I thought they were keeping Rusev off TV to keep him fresh. He got eliminated so quickly. That's a big monster, burly dude to get eliminated so quickly, albeit by another monster himself.
Overall, what would you grade this Royal Rumble?
B+, A- in that range.
Okay, I give it a B+, A- in that range as well. I think we're on the same page regarding the Royal Rumble.
I think the women's Royal Rumble match was an A+. I thought Gunther versus AJ was an A+. I thought the match between McIntyre and Sami Zayn was really good, but it felt like there was no air and steam behind it for some reason. So, you know, it becomes a B. And the men's Royal Rumble, I thought from the first to the 15th entrant was an A+, and then it sort of just went downhill, ended up being a B. And I don't grade papers, so I don't know what the average is of all that, but it felt like a B+, A-, PLE to me.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We're giving the Royal Rumble a B+ / A- this year. Let us know your thoughts on the Royal Rumble. We would love to hear it, and we will catch you guys next time.
Two Smarks out.